to Sugarlight City. So, this is Sugarlight City on Instagram. So, I'm just, thank you guys so much for asking me the questions that you did. They weren't creepy, which I appreciate because the internet gets really creepy. And thank you for those who wanted to ask a creepy question but decided not to. I appreciate that too. So, I'm just gonna roll down the list, answer the questions because I apparently cannot smash the videos together.
Whoopsie daisy, yes I can. Never mind.
How'd I get started? It's pretty hard to ask, like, which one you mean, like, cosplay-wise, or do you mean gaming-wise? How I got started gaming-wise was I basically just stole my brother's Super Nintendo, and he was like, that's not cool. So when the Nintendo 64 came out, he kind of convinced my parents to get me one for Christmas, and he bought me GoldenEye, and my sister bought me Mario 64 and Wave Race and Banjo-Kazooie. And so I ended up playing those pretty much in a round, except I was a little kid, so I didn't get the GoldenEye. I didn't really understand how to play it or what I was doing, but I completed it. I mean, I finished it, and I still have it. And I actually have a bunch of videos of the Space Mermaid dying on it, but how I started with cosplay was actually a little bit different, because I'm not really sure where the question is directed at, since I'm doing two things on the place that I asked the question. So basically I attended a wedding up near a con, and ended up going to the con as kind of like a afterthought of really what the weekend entailed, and I saw this girl crossplay with Attack on Titan and Sailor Moon. She was so freaking cute. Anyway, I kind of decided like right away that I wanted to cosplay, and that day I bought a wig. Seriously. I just made up my mind that I wanted to do it, and then I started and kind of went full force with it. I think there's a lot of misconception. I get a lot of questions that kind of people are asking me, like I've been cosplaying for a really long time, but I haven't even been cosplaying a full year. Somebody asked me, let's see, let's look, check it out. See, I made this phone case. Made it. Look at it. Anyway, I will do a cat dance, don't worry. How me and the Space Mermaid met. Me and the Space Mermaid met first. I was trolling on Instagram, not trolling in a mean way, just, looking around, because I just gotten into cosplay, and I love Sailor Moon, and I saw this sweet jacket, and I was like, man, who made that? I have to know that person, because that is some cool stuff. And it was her punk Chibi Moon jacket. So, I started commenting on it, we started talking online, found out that we lived really close, and that we both wanted to go to the gym, but both had no desire to go to the gym. And so I was like, well, let's go to the gym together. And so we started going to the gym together, and then the Yu Yu Hakusho group cosplay was planned, and I was invited in to do Botan, and I went, and that's where I met Neko Mimi-chan 3. So that's where I met her, and that was about in October is when I met Neko. Before then I met Space Mermaid. So that's how we met. And then we just became kind of fast friends with Space Mermaid. And then later on became really close friends with Neko Mimi, and so we were all kind of just together. And then realized that we were pretty much the biggest game nerds in our cosplay group, and then we started to do this stuff. So that's how that all happened. We didn't decide on cat ears. We all had a crap ton of cat ears. So that was a thing actually individually each of us had, and kind of discovered through talking to each other, like, hey, you got a crap ton of cat ears, me too. And so,
Guys, let's be cats together. Let's just be cats together.
But Neko Mimi-chan has the best cat ears. Like, she puts a lot of effort into finding artists that do really well. Where me and the Space Mermaid kind of just have random cat ears. So the cat ear thing wasn't decided on. It's actually something we all already had. So, our gimmick was just that natural cat girl crap. Yeah.
So meta.
So I'm gonna kick off Goliath the Flatulence not creepy question. They specified it. And Ewok's question, which is my dream cosplay if I had no money restrictions. I'd be a straight up Gundam. Straight up. And I'd have like light up shit like everywhere. I'd have like a beam cannon on both my hands. Probably be Reborns, even though Epion is my favorite Gundam. Reborns I think is the coolest looking. Or Strike Freedom X, also really cool looking. But Ribbons, the person who pilots that Reborn's Gundam, he's kind of a dick and I like him, so I'd probably do that. Straight up Gundam, yeah. Or the Death Scythe is another good one that I would really like to cosplay. I prefer PC gaming over console gaming. I think that it gives you more options, you know? You get to play games that are never going to be on any of the systems. And even though some games are a little more difficult to get the hang of, it doesn't really bother me. I also like how individual developers can put their stuff on the internet for gamers to play, where, PlayStation has a PlayStation store, Xbox One is an Xbox One store, and that's kind of as far as you can go with that. But with PC gaming, you can really dig into the internet and find some weird games. One time I played a game where I dated a dinosaur. Like how could you get better than that? Do I have any advice for aspiring cosplayers? I'm still an aspiring cosplayer, so I don't really know what else advice to give you other than do what you want. Other people don't matter. They'll either like you or they'll hate you. It's just like regular life, but with cosplay it can get a little competitive, and some people will naturally just dislike the fact that you're good at it or the fact that you're bad at it. It's just gonna be a thing. So do what you want, what makes you happy. And if you want, just like get a shirt that you can change into with a big middle finger if you start getting uncomfortable. I mean, what else can I tell you?
Everything's harder than it looks.
My favorite gem from Steven Universe is really, really hard to pick. It's probably the hardest question anybody's asked me on this thing, because I love all of them. There's not a weak link in the character development. They're all developed extremely well. I love the backstory behind Garnet. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but love Garnet. And so for a while, I was thinking definitely Garnet's my favorite, but Pearl, I love Pearl. And Amethyst I also love. I actually started off disliking Peridot, not because she was evil, but because I found her kind of screechy and annoying. But she is growing on me, obviously. And Lapis is probably the one that I feel the least connected to, because I don't know much about her, and all of that. The homeworld gems really fascinate me. I love Yellow Diamond. It's just really hard for me to pick. I can't pick a favorite. You're just gonna have to accept that answer and move on with your life. How am I so kawaii day? I don't know. It just happened. Story about a cat. Requested by my friend EMFOOCOSPLAY. She loves Kanaker, my little gray cat. And okay, here's a good story about her. She turns my PlayStation 4 off constantly while I'm playing Fallout like a really big jerk. So, that happens. Also, any cup that is full or partially with any liquid in it, she knocks over. But if she sees another cup that doesn't have anything in it, it's okay for her. I don't know. She's not trying to get in it. She deliberately lives the thug life where she's just looking at me. I'm like, Kaneeker, look at me. Bat it off right in front of my face. She destroyed Valentine's Day flowers like that. She destroyed, and she ate them. She actually ate them. She knocked them on the floor and then she started eating them. So I don't know. She's a mess. I'll show her to you in a second. So this last question I'm gonna try to answer is actually pretty hard as well. My favorite game or my top 5 favorite games, whatever, I don't know, because I have played a lot of games. I'm going to say the Disgaea franchise by Nippon Ichi Software, Final Fantasy franchise, obviously does me well. Love Borderlands, of course. Fallout, things Bethesda makes in general tend to be glitchy and fun to play. Through my life, I've owned hundreds of games and I really can't pick. And here's my cat, Kaneeker.
Cuddlicker. Say hi.
I found this one in the woods. It was free. And by free, I mean the most expensive cat I've ever had. Kaneeker. Konikiwa.